single player and GT Online, because this will just happen again. People will find ways to hack into the single player game through the online connection and fuck with people, especially streamers. I used an AI to complete my GTA Guesser thumbnail. So Joker and me were talking after the release of the GTA Guesser video where I versed him in GTA Guesser. And I said to him, like, his picture is so high quality and mine is not. I really should have something better made, like to match his quality. And so he sent me a bunch of things that an AI just spit out after being given my profile image. And this is what it spit out. Well, the best one in my view. It is somewhat annoying that it's got like this haze over the hair, so I can't kind of remove it from this background, but it's interesting. Like, what is this shirt even meant to be? Look how weird it is. Because this is meant to be like the white jacket. There's just like a hole here and a hole here. I don't know. But regardless, I put it in the thumbnail. And that does look a lot better than the first one. This compared to this. It fits more. What I didn't check is I wonder if the viewership went up after changing the thumbnail. Let's take a look. I can't tell if there was a difference. I don't think so. Maybe a tiny bump or something, but I still think it's a better thumbnail. The style matches, but certainly it's less identifiable as me now because I do not look like that. YouTube and society does not understand how language works. So previously we discussed how YouTube was changing how they were looking at swearing. Again, it's an American company. I swear if YouTube was in any other country in the world, we wouldn't be dealing with this stuff, but it's America. But the change that scared me when I read the changes was that they were going to be changing how they were looking at swearing throughout the entire video. And this was how they were going to treat all swearing as somehow equal. So if you said bitch or fuck, they're now equivalent. It doesn't matter. If one is a lesser swear word than the other one, it doesn't matter. Like if you swear too much during the video, you could get demonetized. And so my recent Chaos video, which hasn't released yet, it got demonetized. And what it said was swearing in the first 7 seconds or frequent swearing throughout the video. Now, what is frequent? I don't know, because my videos have always had frequent swearing in them because it's a part of the game and I swear a bit myself. The beginning of GTA 5 has the lines with Lamar, and Lamar saying the N-word, even with the A at the end or whatever. Maybe that's why it was picked up, but I checked the first 7 seconds. Even the first 15, there is no swearing. Although at 13 seconds, there's a word on screen, shit, for like 2 frames in chat. So that could be the reason why it got picked up, or again, the swearing throughout the video. But this getting demonetized makes me feel justified in my concern that I expressed in the previous rambles. Because what if they now have just like a counter where they're like, for every 10 minutes of video, you can swear twice? Or what if they don't consider the length of the video and you get 10 swears regardless of the video length, and if you do more than 10, you're out? It doesn't matter if my video is 2 hours long. If I'm at 11 swears, I'm done. I deleted the demonetized one and then re-uploaded it, and the second one was not demonetized. This is all fairly silly. As I've said before, I assume this is just YouTube's attempt to, as best as possible, keep the advertisers happy, make them not get scared off or something by swearing, prevents advertisers being put on videos that they shouldn't be put on. But this is just really dumb. I just don't understand this obsession with suggesting certain words are taboo. Words are just vehicles for communicating meaning, and swear words eventually reach the point where they don't really have any real meaning in how they're used. They just work to communicate a feeling. Like when you call a person a bastard, you are not necessarily calling into question their lineage or whether or not their parents were married. That could have been the case once upon a time, but now it's just to do it a toss-up. Say, I don't like you, you're a bastard, sort of thing. If I used a different word to communicate the same sentiment, if the sentiment isn't inoffensive, then the word shouldn't matter. Like we could all collectively, tomorrow, decide to use like the next letter along or something for a bunch of words. Like instead of fuck, we say guck. And the feelings communicated would be the same, but from how these rules are dealt out, it wouldn't be bad for people. Because, oh, that's not a taboo word, because it's a slightly different sound. So it's fine. And that's just nonsense. It's funny that this stuff was explained to me as a kid, all the way back in... You guys remember the show Recess on the Disney Channel? There was a plot line where TJ, the main character, was sent to detention because he said womps. Womps is just his word that he made up to express discontent with what's going on. He's like, this whomps.
Oh man, we got so wound up in Detweiler's story we missed recess.
This whomps.
What did you say, Detweiler?
I just said this whomps.
That's it, Mr. Pottymouth. It's the principal's office for you. March!
But Mr. Finster, you don't understand.
But eventually, one of the teachers is like, I'm not up to date with your newfangled slang, but I know a bad word when I hear them. You're going to detention.
This is a very serious situation. A very serious situation indeed. We can't have bad language in school.
I know, sir, but...
See, bad language undermines authority. It demonstrates impertinence, disrespect, laziness.
But all I said was...
I know what you said. I can't keep up with you kids and your gutter slang, but Miss Finster assures me it's filthy. I have no choice but to give you detention level 5.
Level 5? Man, this whomps.
Make that level 6. Are you ready to push me any further?
And the argument was made with this kind of discussion of like, is it the word that matters or the feeling or what have you? And in other words, TJ was merely using a word to communicate his discontent with the situation, and being discontent with the situation is not offensive, nor should it be. He was being punished not for the feeling that he was communicating, but for the suggestion that he was using a bad word. It is the way that society treats language, as if the words matter rather than the meaning and feeling being communicated, is nonsense to me. But I can't change society, man. People are weird. How many people are gonna remember that episode? And be like, oh, Recess, man, that's a great show. Xander and Yelnif asks, if YouTube now treats all profanity as equal, does that mean the C word is not as bad? It depends whether they like increased it to the level of C word or like C word went down. Because like, it's hard to imagine that the N word, for example, is now being treated by YouTube as the same as fuck, right? Previously, they had like a special category for the C word, for the FA word, and the M word. They considered the C word to be a slur for women on the same vein, which in my culture, that is obviously not the case. And it would just seem weird if they were just to like make these equal in any capacity. So I don't know what they mean by saying that all profanity is treated equal, but I can't imagine they're doing that. In other words, I don't think I'm gonna get my past this episode where Trevor says the C word like 9 times undemonetized, unfortunately. Maybe one day. Is reacting the only way to thrive as a Twitch streamer? So the War Owl released a video talking about how he's no longer going to be focusing on Twitch. It's an interesting video, mirrors a lot of my same thoughts, but the beginning was potentially something that you can likely hear coming out of my own mouth.
You can go to YouTube to watch original content, or you can go to Twitch to watch people watch YouTube's original content. Greetings, hi, the War Owl.
Yeah. So I've mirrored similar thoughts, where Twitch ultimately is just people watching YouTube videos, because the people who do that the most are going to be the most successful, because they don't need to spend the time thinking of ideas, making stuff themselves, hiring people, all that jazz, no editing, whatever, and you end up with the same end result. And you can stay live as long as possible to farm the natural exposure of the platform away from the other creators on that platform. You just want to stay perpetually live, and you can't do that if you actually have to make the content yourself. Very interesting video though. Feel free to go watch it. There's like a line or two in here that I'm like, yeah, 100%. I doubt he and I share the exact same views on everything or whatever, but